Next one we are going to look into is called ScheduledThreadPool. And in the beginning I tried to talk about it a little bit. At times you need certain tasks to be executed maybe once or repeatedly or with a fixed delay, maybe at a fixed rate. And useful things are like sometimes you perform background verifications, batch processing in the background, right? So those activities I can schedule at a fixed rate with a given delay using ScheduledThreadPool. So again, it uses a pool of threads to execute tasks. So depends, you can assign the worker pool size while you create the pool. And like I said, you can use it to schedule tasks to run once after a delay or repeatedly with a fixed delay or even at a fixed rate. One important thing is that it guarantees that tasks will not overlap even if they are scheduled to run at the same time. And there can be also situations where your particular task throws exception. So in that case, you can also use this. It can log the tasks that failed or tasks that had caused some exceptions, and then it can continue further with the other activities. It will not abrupt executions. It also allows you to cancel your scheduled activities, and we'll look into some of the examples of ScheduledThreadPool. So we'll take some simple example to understand ScheduledThreadPool here. So inside my public static void main, I'll create a ScheduledThreadPool. So instead of the regular executor service, I'll make use of ScheduledExecutorService just to make use of the extra methods that it offers. And I'll say executors dot new ScheduledThreadPool. You can assign the number of workers you need. So at this moment I'll need one, so I'll say just one. And executor.schedule, I'll say schedule at fixed rate. So this is going to trigger an event at an equal interval, and you can specify the initial delay at what interval and specify the unit. So this is a message that says hello in every 2 seconds. That will happen after the initial delay of 1 second. So I said initial delay 1 period 2 unit is time unit dot seconds. So this message will appear in every 2 seconds after the initial delay of 1 second. And then I'll also just schedule some regular activity at a particular time. So I'll say executor.schedule, and I'll specify when this activity has to happen. So I can specify a time. So here I'm just saying that this message should come as soon as I run my code, right? And I'll say come to Jstobigdata. And yeah, that's it. And also remember that you need to always shut down your scheduler. So I'll just do that. And let's run this and see what happens. So if you just see that it only printed the welcome to Jstobigdata, and it did not print the message that we wanted to print in every 2 seconds. And that's because our executor was shut down, our executor terminated. So we need to make sure that our executor actually waits for some time before it actually terminates, right? So what we need to do is we need to make sure that executor waits for certain times before it terminates. To that we'll say executor.await termination, and I'll say at this moment maybe like 10 seconds it should wait. So if I say 10 seconds, then I should be able to see welcome to Jstobigdata, and I say hello 5 times. So let's see, once, twice, thrice, 4th time and 5th time, right? And it terminated. So this is pretty much the behavior of ScheduledThreadPool. So you have to make sure that you also use the await termination if you are scheduling something for future. And I just used a single worker here, but literally you can use as many workers you need. Okay, there are some more methods available in ScheduledThreadPool. Like if you want to schedule something with a fixed delay, you can do that. Schedule with fixed delay. You submit the thread, then initial delay, and then there are also more methods like shutdown now, submit. If you want to submit any regular activity, that's pretty much about the ScheduledThreadPool.
Thank you for watching this tutorial. I will see you in the next video. You can put your questions in the comments below.